Hello everyone. I am here today for hashtag Mandala Mondays 2024. And yes, I realize it's Tuesday the 22nd, but it's okay. This is hosted, it's an open collab and it's hosted or challenge. It's hosted by M Beans. I think it's coloring and more. I will get her name right sometime soon. I'll put it down below in the title. So you have that, and I am working out of the large print Nature Easy Color and Frame book. This is by New Seasons, and they do say in the book, oh, I have an extra sheet in here, sorry, hang on, somewhere. Oh, is that the back? No, I don't know. Oh, here. Sorry, I have an extra one of those in there. They do say the images are from Shutterstock.com. I don't know exactly what that is, but several books I have say that. Does that mean it's AI or it's just from pictures or drawings somebody else did and put out on Shutterstock? I don't know. I'm not well versed in all this stuff yet, but I'll find out and let you know. And also, here's my page. So it's sort of like a mandala, right? I kind of figure it is. I'm using my new to me uh, tan mitt. Oh, here, well, let me. Tan mitt 36 dual tip brush pens. They are markers. They are water-based brush and fine liner tips, and I love the fine liners on these. Unique colors with no duplicates, true. Water-based, non-toxic, acid-free, liquid markers, ideal for coloring, drawing, and writing. And they work pretty good. I was happy with them. I used all these colors here. I cannot tell you their names because these markers, while they have the colors on the tips, which are pretty real, I found, they don't have any names or numbers or anything. This one I thought was silver. I don't know, it might just be pale gray. I ended up using it on the mushrooms. I'll talk about them in a second. So all the colors in here were from the Tan Mint with the exception of on these mushrooms, I used this reddish orange kind of color. I really wish they had names, but the one thing I don't like about the kit, but it's not really a problem with the kit, it's a problem with me not having enough colors, I guess. I didn't have any pale colors. I've written a list now, both in my colored pencils and so far in my these markers, dye-based markers. I don't have any cream or ivory in any of my few water-based markers. I also don't have any white in my water-based markers, or a light tan, which is what I was looking for, or a light gray. Well, this is the lightest gray there was, but I was looking for something I could shade more. So what I ended up doing on the mushroom heads, I used the fine point, and this is where I wish I had like a cream or something, because these are supposed to be cream or white on the thing. I could use a different marker, but I didn't want to. I colored these in with the fine tip part, the little dots, and then I colored the top with the brush and a little bit of the tip to get around the edges because those dots are real close to the edge. And actually I was going around the little brown things, the little dots with the red fine tip. And then I did the brush marker, fill it in. And then at the very tips to lighten it, I used this Tombow marker, number 800. I don't know if it has a name, but it's this color. And I thought that would help lighten it up. Another thing I maybe could have done is use the only blender pens I have, which are Stampin' Up. I have another one on order, but somebody recommended Dove, and I may look into that too. I not might only be for colored pencils. So that's the only markers other than these that I use that I remember. So for these, The first one I didn't do this, but then I remembered I had watched a technique video the other day and it said, or they said, I forget who it was. I think it might have been someone named, oh shoot, Share Fire or something like that, an artist. She actually has designed coloring books. She's really not on much, but she had a video about a month ago and that, um, but it prompted me because there were some videos on how to color using water-based markers and stuff like that. Anyway, um, so what I did on the rest of them is I put a layer of blender pen down first, and then I just went around the edges with this and a little bit down here at the bottom, and then I let it dry a little bit because I didn't want to tear my paper up, and then I came back with the blender pen and blended it. They're not perfect, and some of them I did first, I think maybe two. I didn't lay the blender pen down first. I wasn't really happy with them, but overall, I think they came out pretty good. I'm learning, you know. So the maple leaves, I did in these, yeah, these three colors mostly. Those are these, and I alternated. Some were, okay, so I had inspiration for those. On my walk yesterday, and I should have put these between wax paper and ironed them. So I'll have to pick up more on my walk today. But these were my inspiration. See how they go from dark burgundy to sort of a reddish with the yellow in it and browns, right? And this one has a bunch of speckles on it, which is probably from bugs or something. Oh, look at the back. That's pretty cool too. So yeah, I had these for inspiration. They're not quite crunchy yet, thank goodness, or they'd be crumbling all over my house. I'll have to get rid of those and pick up some new ones and do something with them. So those were my inspiration. I made some with a base of yellow with the orangey red and yellow, I'm sorry, a base of orange with red and some of the yellow in it. The other ones I made with more of the red burgundy color. Nope, this color, I'm sorry, I used this too. Red burgundy with just the orange and the yellow. And I think on some of these I used this brown too. I'm not sure. So I just alternated, and they're all a little different, and I'm okay with that because leaves are all different. For these little ones, I just used this green, I think, oops, I think this yellow, which is sort of a yellow green, and then I highlighted this stem center, which you can barely tell, with this green here. And let's see, then next one I actually did are the oak leaves, and I did them in orange with some brown and a little bit of yellow. Now, one thing I learned in doing those, which I didn't do, this first one here is what I did. Okay, here's another tip. Start on the side, because if you mess up the side, it's not as prominent because your eye is more drawn to, at least mine is, to the top, right? So start on the side or the bottom or something, which fortunately I did. I don't think I did that on purpose, but because what I did is I put down a layer of the orange first, then I came in and made the brown splotches, and then I went back over it with orange to blend it out a little bit, and then I added a little bit of yellow. But you see, I kind of overdid it on this one, and the paper, it's rough. And the markers, they go through, they don't go through a lot, but when you start like that one, see how that's, the paper was starting to pill, and probably this one here, this maple leaf too. Yeah, so you can see a little bit, and these did because I did the same thing on those. I used the light green and this one only. And what I did is I laid down the light green with the brush. I came back in with the brush and did this stem and these other little stems. And then I learned this to do like a wispy. I pulled the darker green into the light green. Some of them are more so than others. Um, in sort of an upward motion and upward and outward. And that blended some of the darker color into the lighter color. There's still a couple I could have done a little better, but some might have been my first ones, and and then I was getting better at it, I think. Anyway, these are just this green with a little bit of this added in, sort of in the middles. I think that's everything. Told you everything, right? Yeah. So that's it. I enjoyed doing that. It was fun. And nice thing about markers, they're a lot faster. Of course, this was an easier page too, but they're a lot faster than colored pencils. That's the other thing I could have done. I could have laid down a layer with the markers and then used colored pencils to put some details in. I really didn't want to take that much time this morning to do that. So my favorite parts of this page are the mushrooms and the maple leaves. Let me know if you like it and what you think. I was debating not putting this much green on, but I was feeling like I had too much orange altogether, and I had red in here and here, so I didn't want to put red. So I went with the green, and also I was going to make something up here yellow, but I did the little ones in yellow. So I think it came out okay. The little bit of yellow separates the other stuff. And let me know what you think. Okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you, M Beams, for the challenge, and I'll talk to you again probably tomorrow now. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Hugs, love, and peace.